Welcome to the FIA Formula 3 European Championship magazine show. This is round 8. We're in Germany at the legendary Nürburgring. A lot of fans are coming up to the Eiffel to see the stars of the future competing right here. Well, coming in as points leader, Lance Stroll from Canada, comfortable 61 points ahead of the German Maximilian Günther. But with 9 races to go, it's too early to celebrate any championship just yet. Well, one of the biggest names in motorsport and in the F3 drivers lineup is Piquet, Pedro Piquet. His father Nelson, 3 times Formula 1 world champion, and his brother Nelson Piquet Jr. was champion on the first season in Formula E, you might remember. Now it's time for Pedro.
Hello, I'm Pedro Piquet, coming from Brazil. I'm 17 years old and I'm racing for Van Amersfoort Racing. Well, my career started in 2006. I was very young by then. I was 8 years old. I started karting, and in 2013 I did the CIK FIA Academy Trophy. I won 1 round, and in 2014 we decided to start in Formula cars. I did 2 years in Brazil of Brazilian F3, and I was champion in both years. I did the Toyota Racing Series on the beginning of this year, and now I'm doing the FIA Formula 3. My main supporter is Petrobras. It's one of the biggest companies in Brazil. They're helping a lot of Brazilian drivers to reach Formula 1, and I'm really grateful for them because they're helping, to maintain the sport in our country. Well, I think my big idol would be my father, because not only for his results, but I live with him, I know everything, I know the story, and he always here helped me. But if you look in today, someone that I look up for would be Sebastian Vettel, because I think he's a really good guy, simple, and have all the results that he needs. My favorite track is Interlagos circuit, which is the main Formula 1 circuit in Brazil nowadays. It's a really good circuit, fast flowing, quite hard to get the good time there. I did some Formula 3 races there in which I was very successful, so I hope someday I can race there again.
Underneath the castle of Nürburgring there is a racetrack which is called Green Hell, the Nordschleife. Well, back to the 1920s, the FIA F3 is racing here on a new sprint version of the Grand Prix track.
Hello, my name is Maximilian Günther. We are here at the Nürburgring, a very challenging track with a combination out of high-speed corners and low-speed corners. Yeah, the qualifying is very important here because overtaking is very difficult. For that reason, we need to focus on the Friday. And anyway, we are I'm looking forward to the races here. A track with a lot of tradition. For me, my home race here, it's just a very nice atmosphere, and I'm very much looking forward to the races. We start here at the start-finish line, preparing for the first hard braking zone of the track, braking at the 50-meter spot, rotating the car early on throttle, in order to also prepare for the next left-hander, which is quite fast. Now one more 180-degree corner almost, trying to be on the left side in order to get a good exit for the next combination. Now there's a short straight where you can focus again for the next hairpin, which is very bumpy. You need to stay quite close to the curb, get a good exit, use the curb. And now the best part of the track, very fast corners, left and right hander. Also here important to be very early on throttle for the straight. Now it's going uphill, you can relax a bit, and then you have to focus for the next braking zone. Also here you brake at the 50-meter spot as hard as possible. Turning the car left and right over the curbs. And now you're almost finished. There's the last right-hander. Braking very late again and being early on throttle for the main straight. And this was the lap with me at Nürburgring.
Well, now we're well prepared for the first race here after a really close qualifying, all 17 cars within 1 second. And it's again Lance Stroll with the #1 car sitting in pole position. The best spot to gain maximum points.
It's still quite a long way to finish the championship. I think still the first 12 drivers can fight for the championship mathematically, but what we are doing is again something exceptional thanks to all the drivers and all the people who are working together. Now we need to stay concentrated and continue working like we're doing, and let's try to fix it as soon as possible.
And it's a special day for Prema's team manager because it's his birthday, and the former drivers in to congratulate him.
I always like to join sometimes the grid and see the cars, because I really like all the technology involved in these Formula 3 cars, and it's also good to see my old team, Prema Power team, full lockout of the first 2 rows nearly, so 1, 2, 3, and that's quite impressive, and I just wanted to see the cars. It's always nice.
It's a clean Prema row 1 with Lance Stroll, Can Prema and Nick Cassidy, New Zealand Prema, and a P3 also a Prema, Max Günther. Good start from Lance Stroll as well. Nick Cassidy, Max Günther has to defend that 3rd spot from George Russell in the high-tech GP. Not gaining positions on the outside in turn 1. Callum Elliott fighting, moving up from 7th to 5th. Good work. Another look at it again. Watch out for Callum Elliott. Absolutely brilliant move. Where no space existed, he seemed to find some. Good work. Well, good to see the drivers have to decide whether to take the narrow or shorter line into turn 1 or use the wider line to carry more speed through the turn. Well, Callum with Van Amersfoort Racing strategy working well. Nick Cassidy for Prema, of course, on the inner line, defensive to avoid contact with Lance Stroll. Well, after 8 laps, Lance Stroll increasing his lead by lap, followed by his teammates Cassidy and Günther. Well, the chicanes here designed to slow the vehicles down, make it a technical run. Glorious in slow motion, of course. Well, with evenly matched vehicles, this, of course, series comes down to setup and, of course, driver skill. And there's plenty of that on display. Lap 15, change of positions due to technical failure, I should say, of Nick Cassidy. Car went into a virtual safety car mode, and the Kiwi dropped from 2nd to 4th. After 15 laps, Nick Cassidy has to defend 4th place. Ralph Aaron getting very, very lively for Prema Power Team. And the battle between Nick Cassidy and Ralph Aaron. Big attack as well from Callum once again. Callum Islet, Van Amersfoort Racing. And moving past Ralph Aaron, that's for 5th. Well, errors can be costly in this game. And here's one right now in the chicane. A lot of debris being picked up there. Well, the final corners of the race. And our leader, Lance Stroll, after 33 minutes and 1 lap. 26 laps for race 1. And it's a clean lights to flag win. Looked like he was on his own. Günther, runner-up, but over 6 seconds down. Russell, just shy of the 10 mark. Cassidy and Islet rounding out your top 5. Well, this is win number 8 for the 17-year-old Canadian in 22 races.
Once we got past corner 1, I was just about staying consistent, building a little gap, and then from there, yeah, I just tried to hold a good steady rhythm and take home the win.
In this championship, you just need to be consistent and to always score points if possible, always on the podium. Of course, you want to win races, but yeah, as you mentioned, the consistency is very important. For that reason, yeah, I will push until the end, and of course, I want to try to win some more races. And yeah, we will see what happens in the future.
We're struggling a little bit more here than we were in Spa. I made a good start then. Obviously, we inherited P3, which was unfortunate for Nick Cassidy. He had a problem, but nevertheless, I'm happy to be on the podium.
Next race, next pole for Stoll, next win. More action to come after a short break. The Nürburgring, its heritage and tradition. Only the best drivers have won here. When you're entering the old paddock, it's a little bit like coming to a museum with all the smell and the taste of racing history. For the fans, it's a great chance to find some souvenirs from the earlier days, from cheap to expensive. And for the actual drivers of FIA Formula 3, this of course is a very special place.
Even though it's new, it's still a part of it, and you know the Nürburgring as well as the Nordschleife is put together, so as much as it is new, I feel as it's much of a part of it as anything. So for me as well, I grew up, this was my favourite track on the PlayStation and stuff. Okay, I didn't get on the Nordschleife, but I learned this track a lot while I was playing F1 2007 and stuff like that, so it's good fun.
Callum Ilott, 17 years of age, the Brit, second season in the FIA Formula 3 Championship, and overall P5 at the moment.
We've had a bit of bad luck, 4 times 10 places with the engine penalties, so I think quite a bit of it has been taken away, quite a bit of potential has been taken away, but I mean, if you look at it, it's been a good season, a lot of positives, a lot of stuff to look back on and actually say I did a good job from, so I'm quite happy. I'm top 5 in the championship right now. Top 3 is probably quite close and I think is possible. And if I get good points in the next few races, maybe I can get a boost over the other guys there. So maybe I can get up to P3, maybe even P2 if I'm lucky, but it is going that way in a way.
Certainly the weekend here at the Nürburgring hasn't been easy for Callum because qualifying results make it difficult to climb from 8th to the podium. Again on top spot, Lance Stroll.
Yeah, it's always good for us to be on this main platform, which is DTM for us. So it's very important race, and now the end of season is approaching, so the tension is increasing, and I think all the drivers want to be the best. So let's see what is going on with the races. Yeah, it's very good.
Again, a Prema front row on pole, Stoll. Max Günther sharing that in P2. Well, a good start from Stroll. Max Günther stays on his line, which is the direct way to turn 1, and he takes the lead. A lot of traffic and a battle for positions at the Kurzenbindung, the hairpin. Callum Ilott going wide. Nick Cassidy spins over the curbs. I'm afraid that's race over for him. Well, the incident in the hairpin. It's good to see both Prema drivers blocking the rest of the field. Callum Ilott tries the same strategy as in race 1, over the outside into the turn. Well, difficult to pull off once, and doubly so twice. Well, the incident in the braking zone. Ben Barnicot of High Tech GP hits the front left tyre of car number 9 of Sergio Sette Camara, which causes the safety car due to debris on the track. The restart came 5 laps later. Good to Stroll, Ericsson and Aron, your top 4. Busy out there, but Max Günther and Lance Stroll seem to be in a private battle here. As you can see, they distance just about everybody. Well, nervous times back home at base. Lance Stroll comes perfectly out of the right-hander, and indeed Max Günther taken in the braking zone before the chicane for the lead. Absolutely superb move. And indeed so much so we thought it was worth another look. Well, Stroll starting on pole and determined this wouldn't be a stroll but more of an advance. Brilliant work, and after 24 laps it was to be a second win on this weekend. Stroll, amazing performance by him, doubling up. Well, Günther 3.7 seconds distanced Ericsson and Aaron there. Hubert under the 10-second margin, and Beckman and Eilert 6 and 7.
I was just focused on the start, and yeah, it didn't go to plan, and yeah, from there the pace was good. I was able to stay with Maxi close enough, and then he made a little mistake coming out of turn 7, and I was able to get a good run to the chicane, overtake him under the brakes, and yeah, it was a good win, but it could have been a lights to flag victory, but figure it out for tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully another good one tomorrow.
The race was safe from our side, and yeah, then towards the end of the race, he passed me on the back straight, and yeah, finally I secured my second place, and yeah, which means good points for the championship. So yeah, I'm happy for that.
Like the start was really good. I have to say, it was one of the best, I think. So yeah, we have to see it tomorrow. Still, we have to work a little bit on the pace, because Lance is really fast. What we can see. So still, we have to keep pushing.
After 2 wins in a row, could it be the perfect weekend for Lance Stroll? Stay with us to find out. We're back at the Nürburgring, the FIA F3 European Championship, and we see a huge crowd of fans trying to catch some autographs or pictures from the future stars of motorsport. It's always a good chance for the fans to get in touch with all the drivers in one place. And again, it's a beautiful day in the Eifel region for the last race of the weekend, and having at this time another Prema driver on pole. Home soil for Max Günther, the 18-year-old German, second in the championship.
Mercedes-Benz is involved in Formula 3 since, I think, 2002. I think for us it's really important to look at the junior program, to see the young guys growing there, and yeah, develop them together with the teams into bigger roles.
And again, 3 Prema cars in the first 2 rows. Only Joel Eriksson of Motorpark Racing on P3. Pole setter Max Günther. Lance Stroll, of course, there in the front row, and Nick Cassidy in P4. But a brilliant start from Nico Kari of Motorpark Racing, coming from 5th place, going into 3rd after turn 1. Well, a superb getaway and worth another look. Well, Max Günther got a good start. Lance Stroll, solid start too, but you can see from the heli shot here, Kari catching Ericsson, and indeed Nick Cassidy. Superb move. Well, it was a superb battle as well between Sergio Seti Camara of Motorpark Racing and the number 8 David Beckman of Mucker Motorsport. This for a top 10. Well, the fastest lap went to Lance Stroll. Lap 5 coming close to the leader, Max Günther. And we were going to have a replay of the second race. Anybody's guess. Well, Sergio Seti Camara, starting from 13th on the grid up against Newey. This is for P10. Well, after 18 laps, close at the front, less than 3 seconds separating 1 to 3. They do dice beautifully, but any errors turn out to be costly ones. Ben Bennicoat of High-Tech GP. A little bit of contact with Antoine Hubert of Armsfort Racing in the dust and out of it. Both lucky to get away with that. Oseti Camara up against Ralph Aron. Another battle, this time for 8th, and Pedro Piquet, unfortunately, off the track. After 21 laps, Max Günther holding a 2-second lead only. Would this one be settling down? Stroll, never a man to relax, however. Well, every part of this circuit is being explored, it seems, by Nico Carey, using those curbs at the chicane. So Max Günther, time to celebrate at long last, taking his 4th win of 2016, and a welcome one at that. Good work as well, and good celebrations from the pitwork Prema Power team. Günther ahead of Stroll. Simple swapping of roles, really. Carey in 3rd place, and Eilert a good 4th, just off the podium, ahead of Cassidy and Ericsson. Well, good work for Prema Power team, taking all 3 races of the weekend. Job well done.
Well, it was a very good race for me. I mean, I had a great start, stayed in the lead, and then I could control the race from the first lap on. So yeah, I could just open up a gap consistently, and finally, won with a lights of flag victory, a victory which was never under risk or anything. Of course, from outside it looks maybe more easy than it is inside the car, but I felt very good today. Big thank you to the team, and just feel happy to win the home race this weekend.
Yeah, it was a fantastic weekend. Up there with the best of the season, Red Bull Ring, Norrisring this weekend. All great weekends for points, and unfortunately I didn't have the pace that Maxi had this race. Just struggled a bit with the rear tires, and I couldn't push like yesterday. He pulled away from me, but held on to 2nd, so good points.
Yeah, like yesterday we had issues with the car. Something on the roll bar was broken from the car, so I had quite a bit of issues with the car on the race. That's why I was struggling with the pace quite a lot. But anyway, I think an okay-ish weekend, I would say.
Well, Lance Stroll could win the championship next weekend at Imola if he can increase his lead from 68 to over 75 points. It's a good reason to watch us again in 3 weeks' time. We'll see you then.